Hi everybody, Bob Gall here with the latest edition of Subrogation Simplified, where I use real words, not legalese, to break down and clarify subrogation topics. The topic for today is size matters. All right, not in a bad way that you may be thinking. What I'm talking about is that the size of your potential recovery must inform your decision making on that file. Let me explain. Every file, every subro file is a bet. It's a bet by the insurance carrier and it's a bet by the law firm. What are we doing? Here's some monopoly money. We're investing time and energy into that file on the hopes that we're going to get a payoff. We're going to get a jackpot down the road. What does that mean? So what we need to do, it is critical on every file that we evaluate both the size of the bet, how much do we have to bet, the size of the potential payoff, the recovery, what is that recovery, and then the odds. What are the odds that we're going to make more money on that bet than we put in the first place? All right. Let me use a real life example. This is a case we had in the office about 3 or 4 weeks ago. My son Colin did a little bit of artwork for us. So this was a kitchen fire, a commercial restaurant kitchen fire. We got the chef over here. That's his mouth. He's a guest. There's a fire at the range. Okay. Unfortunately, the nozzle, this is the nozzle for the suppression system, did not discharge. And it allowed the fire that started at the range to spread beyond the range, causing damage throughout the restaurant. That was a little bit of a complicated case, and we thought maybe it was a 50-50 case, not a great case on liability. So I want to go to our whiteboard now. I want to show you how the size of the claim is going to impact, how it did impact our decision making on the file. All right, we have our whiteboard here ready to go. Okay, so the file came in as a $75,000 loss, right? That is the size of the claim, the size of the potential recovery, the jackpot for the bet. Well, let's look at the bet, our win. Let's look at what it would look like if we won. What's our win in this particular case? So we thought our win would be about a $45,000 settlement, which is about a 65% settlement. Well, what did we have to bet? What did we have to put into that file? Well, we had already spent $10,000 on our site work. We knew we had to do a lab examination to look at the suppression system and test it. That was going to cost us another $15,000. The defendant, which was the maintenance company, had already indicated they were not looking to pay this claim, so we were going to have to file suit, do some discovery. That's another $5,000. Assuming we were able to generate that settlement, we'd have to pay the carrier to pay attorney fee of $15,000 and would end up with a net zero. Okay, that's the upside of the bet. The downside is we have to try the case and we lose, right? So we have the same $10,000 site work, $15,000 lab exam, $5,000 discovery, but now we got to spend another $20,000 at least to try the case. We end up losing $50,000. Not a good bet. It is not a good bet. But let's change the size of our claim. Change the size of our jackpot. Times it by 10. Now we have a $750,000 claim. Well, our downside is still the same. It might cost a little bit more, but the downside is we have to try the case and the carrier loses $50,000. The law firm would actually lose a lot more if it had to try the case and lose. But let's look at the upside of our bet. Right now, the 65% settlement is $450,000. I'm going to erase this here, and we end up with a net jackpot of $270,000. So you can see how the size of the claim has a dramatic impact on the upside. A much better bet on the upside with a potential $270,000 net recovery to our client. Downside stays the same, much bigger upside. This is a much better bet and a case that we're willing to spend more time and invest more in to generate a recovery. All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up. I want to wrap it up for you. Think of your claims as bets. All right? What do we want to do? We want to make good bets. And if you think of the claims as bets, it's going to help you close files that are bad bets. It's going to allow you to focus on files that are good bets. And at the end of the day, make more money. That's what this is all about. All right, that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you have any comments, if there's any other topics that you want us to talk about. Have a fantastic Labor Day weekend.